channel. Today's video is another doing book stuff video. Guess what? Since the last doing book stuff video, I've started a reading journal. We're gonna be doing this today. I have to print out all of my stuff. I have to do the August spreads. I started this, I think May, and I then had to go back and do all the other months. I'm just gonna give you a tour through the reading journal. I also went little free library shopping and then also book shopping earlier that I'm gonna include in this video. I went book shopping and then I went little free library hunting and I dropped some stuff off. And so that was gonna be its own video and then I never finished that because, spoiler, there were no good books in the free library, so I didn't like do a reading from little free libraries video. So I'm just gonna include that here. And then I'm also gonna give you a book haul. I think that's basically it. Just doing a lot of book stuff. This video is gonna encompass the reading journal a lot of the time. So I'm really excited to show you guys the reading journal. Hi guys. We're going little free library hunting and I'm gonna try to find some books that I can read for a video, but if not, then this is just gonna be stopping by a little free library. I have some books that I will be giving away, and I know a lot of people around like our area, there's a bunch of like kids, it's like a military like area-ish, and so I know kids like little free library shopping, and we have a bunch of old like kids books that we just don't read anymore. I have Arlo and Finch in the Lake of the Moon by John August. I have this one. The Story Thieves Secret Origins by James Riley. Story Thieves, I think this is the first one, by James Ivory. The Last Dragon Charmer Villain Keeper by Laurie McKay. A Wrinkle in Time by, I'm not gonna pronounce that name, but A Wrinkle in Time. Then I have Star Wars Jedi Academy, A New Class. I think this is
good book.
Yes. Okay. This is the graphic novel, so I think kids will like this. Dr. Proctor's Fart Powder.
Also a good book.
Do you remember these? Like the plot of them? And yeah, then Story Thieves, The Stolen Chapters by James Riley. Phil used to love the Story Thieves. So I have all these that I'm going to be giving away because I feel like kids love books and I want kids to read books. So, but if there's no like books that I want, I'm still gonna put them in because we need to get rid of these anyways. So I hope they have nice homes that they're gonna go to. But we're gonna go to our first one right now. I brought Dr. Proctor's Fart Powder and Star Wars Jedi Academy New Class. Science fiction. Nothing too crazy. Okay, on to the next one. My book haul. I bought volumes 1, 2, 4, and 5 of the Heartstopper series. Yep, I have to read 3, 4, and 5. They just didn't have 3, like volume 3 in stores, so I just bought these 4. And these were like, at Books A Million a few weeks ago, they were just like graphic novels were like, buy one, get one 50% off. So I was like, okay. I've read the first 2 already and I really enjoyed them. I can't wait to get the 3rd one. I downloaded the 3rd one on my Kindle. I just have to get to reading it. Next, a copy of Lovely War by Julie Berry. I have to annotate this. I love this size of book. I think the Ember and the Ashes series is the same size of book, but I'll show you the difference between like a regular paperback. Look, I love the size of the big paperbacks because they're just so like, I don't know. I just love this size. I think a lot of the Australian paperbacks are this size when they first come out because they don't do hardbacks. So they come out in like this large trade paperback size and then they transition to like the regular paperback size. I like this size. I love it. I just love the way it feels in my hand. Oh my god, she has other ones. Oh, I might read these by Julie Berry. These look really good. And then next I bought The Will of the Many by James Islington. I don't know. People rave about this book. This book was highway robbery. I got this for $30. Yeah, I bought Babbel for $30 like a year and a half ago, and I still think about it to this day. I feel like it's crazy because this book was $30 and then Babbel was $30, but I think I'm pretty, like 1000% sure I paid $30 for Iron Flame too. And so I just know that this one will be better than Iron Flame, so I don't feel too bad. But when I bought it, I felt really guilty. I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe I just robbed myself of this. The Will of the Many. This is book 1. I don't know how many other books, but James Islington, I think he wrote, I don't know, it's this really like epic fantasy series that people really like. I think it's like 4 books. I'll put it up here. I don't know what it's called. People love this book so much. I haven't seen a bad review for this book, which is low-key insane. So yeah, I bought this. I justified it because I was looking for this everywhere. I went to every single Barnes that around me, didn't have it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I always try the Books A Million and they never have it. Independent bookstores don't have it. And then I didn't want to buy it on Amazon. So when I found this at Books A Million, I was like, I actually audibly gasped. I was like, and then some people were walking by me and they were like, oh my god, I guess they found something. That was the most embarrassing thing ever. So whatever. Next, I bought this when this came out like a month ago. And then last but not least, I got this at an independent bookstore, Bunny by Mona Awad. This is like a psychological book. I don't know if there's, it's about a cult. It's like a cult in a school where it's just the girls and they're all called Bunny. I don't know anything else besides that. It's pretty short. Yeah, and the girl selling the book, she raved about this book. This was actually so embarrassing. I'll tell you the story. I was looking at The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer, and I was like telling my brother, I was like, oh, I read that. Like I got the arc for that and now it's out. So that's like kind of crazy. And then I was holding this book and the cashier, I was pointing to that and I was like, oh yeah, I really liked that. The cashier overheard and I was talking about The Lost Story. The cashier thought I was talking about Mona Awad's books, I think Oswald, or this book, and I thought she was talking about Meg Schaefer, and she was like, oh, do you like that author? And I was like, yeah, I really like her first book. And she was like, oh my god, I loved Oswald. And I was like, oh, like it hit me, and I was like, oh, we're not talking about Meg Schaefer. Like she cannot see The Lost Story. And so she thought we were talking about Mona Awad, but we were not talking about Mona Awad. I was talking about Meg Schaefer. I've never read a Mona Awad book, and so I basically lied to this girl that I read Oswald. I didn't read Oswald. I know it's about Shakespeare. I know, yeah, that's all I know because I was in a Shakespeare class and I almost listened to the podcast of her talking to a Shakespearean person. But yeah, I don't know anything about Mona Awad. I'd never read this, but I will read this. I'll read this just for you, girl. She said she really liked it. Here's our book haul. Yeah, I'm not gonna be spending any money ever again. I'm out for the count and I will never buy another book ever again. I'm gonna get my document ready so I can print out all my things, and then we're gonna cut them, we're gonna paste them in here. I think today's just the day that we flip through it, and then I'll do my August spread later and you'll see it then. So let's get started. Yeah, one thing about my printer is that it prints on both sides of the paper, and so if I have 2 pages that I have to print out, then I have to do it separately. So I have to do 1 page and then the second page, or else it will just be back to back, and then the ink will be back to back and it won't I won't have the right stuff, you know what I mean? First page, I do my thumbnails and then I do the books. So I set up this printer like a year and a half ago, and there haven't been many problems, but I'm not even sure how I set it up, so I just did it. Now we're done. We're done. have my cutouts. I have my 4 videos that I made this month, which is actually kind of crazy because I made 1 video last month. And then I have all the books cut out. I think I'm gonna make a coffee, so let's go make a coffee together. So I've been using the Nescafe Gold Espresso, the blonde one, and it's like the instant espresso. I use 2 teaspoons of this and then 4 ounces of water, and then you mix it up. I love multitasking, so I'm gonna get my ice while I mix this. And I've learned that I have something called cinnamon blindness. It stems from me putting cinnamon in my lattes at my apartment. Yeah, I think I have a video of me making that latte and showing you guys, like, just add cinnamon, it makes all the difference. And so now I have cinnamon blindness because now every time I drink a coffee, everyone who like tries it is like, oh my god, there's so much cinnamon in there, like I can really taste the cinnamon. I can't taste the cinnamon. So to combat that cinnamon blindness, we're gonna add some cinnamon. Next, add the Chobani sweet creamer. I think I've tried the vanilla, and I've tried the cookie dough, and I've tried the cinnamon coffee cake one. Cinnamon coffee cake, really bad. I don't really care for the cookie dough one. It just tastes like chocolate milk to me, and I just don't want chocolate. And then the vanilla one's fine. I think I do like the sweet cream one more, so that's enough. Then I add a little bit more cinnamon. And then the ice. One thing about me is that I prefer adding the milk with the coffee to like cool it down, because if you add straight ice, like if it's like espresso specifically, or like hot coffee, if you have ice in your cup and then pour the hot coffee over it, it shocks the espresso and it waters it down because you're melting the ice. And so I just prefer like cooling it down with milk and then like putting ice cubes into it more, because if you use espresso specifically, if you have like a machine and stuff like that, if you like brew it over ice, you are shocking the espresso and it's gonna taste bitter. That's my barista tip. Perfect. Okay, now it's time to do the reading journal. Hi guys, it's time for the flip through of my journal. The beginning pages aren't my crowning achievement, but first we have my title page. I have little bows. Amy's reading journal 2024. I actually hate this. I've gotten better at like the bubble letters, so you'll see that like going through out. Then I have my rating system. 1 star, hated it, nothing redeeming. 2 stars, wasn't good but found some good parts. 3 stars, recommend, nothing insane, I liked it. 4 stars, very good, really enjoyed. And then 5 stars, all-time favorites, my new personality. We actually have to do something on this one. My yearly TBR, which is my 24 books that I want to read by 2024. I have The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.G. Klune. I finished that. Reckless, Lauren Roberts. Have to put that down. Godkiller, Hannah Kaner. Magnolia Parks 3, Jessa Hastings. Funny Story, Emily Henry. Betty and Drowning, Ava Reed. Betty, Tiffany McDaniel. I read that one. And then Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Then I have The Poppy War, R.F. Kuang. Read that. We're going so well. Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. Haven't read that. Then I have the Atlas Complex, Ollie Blake. I don't know if I'm gonna read that. Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen. Little Women, Louise May Alcott. And then The Starless Sea, Erin Morgenstern. Ruthless Vows, Rebecca Ross. A Tempest of Tea, House of Faisal. I read that one. The Prisoner's Throne, Holly Black. Spectacular, Stephanie Garber. Bride, Allie Hazelwood. Nothing Like the Movies, Lynn Painter. And then The Bell Jar, Sylvia Plath. The Will of the Many by James Islington. Familiar, Lee Bardugo. And The Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. I only have 9 left that I haven't read, which is actually really good for me. I don't know, I'm not the best at TBRs. Next page is my favorites of the year. So I keep forgetting that I have to do January because I forgot to like put it down on the paper, so I never print it out. My favorite book of February was Manually Part 3. I drew a little bee. My favorite book of March was The Prisoner's Throne. April, I have Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. And then Happy Place, Emily Henry. This is a reread, 5 stars. And then this is 4.25 stars. Next I have How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. I drew a movie slate and a script, like a book, and then I gave this one 5 stars. 4.5 stars for Lovely War by Julie Berry. And then this month, July, I have Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee, which is 4.25 stars, and then 4.5 stars for Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. Next, I have my January spread. I only do 1 page for my January, like for my monthly, and then I do the next page for my January YouTube videos, and so I do when I upload it. Then I have my January reads, and I like to do the number the books I read, so those are just the books I read in January. Yeah, I just print these out, and I use regular tape, and then I just ball it up into a ball, and then I stick it on. When I did this January, that was like the highlight of my life. I was like, oh my god, that looks so good. That's the best I've ever done in anything. February reads, I love the way it spreads into like the envelope, so I love that. My birthday's in February too, so it's very cutesy and like Valentine's Day. I have my February YouTube videos. This is also really good of me. High five. Then I have when I uploaded each video. And then I have the February reads. I read 12 books in February. I like to do when it's like an arc or like I DNF it. Then I have my March spread. My brother's girlfriend helped me draw this because I was not the best. I have strawberries, a little picnic blanket, and then little tulips. And then I have my March YouTube videos. Next, I have my March reads. I think I read the most in this month. So there's that. So I have all the books right here. This is a really good reading month. Look at all those like 3 stars ones. Next is my April. This one has a little bunny, some little cute things. These are flowers. They don't look that good. And some eggs, a little basket. And then I did my April YouTube videos. I like the colors of this one. It's very like vibrant. And then my April reads. May looks the most plain. Now that I'm really looking at it, but I did some cherries and then I used the same colors over there. And then I have the May reads. June, I did little fishies. And then, yeah, I thought this was a really cute thing. When I show my family, they don't really like this. They don't care for this one as much as the other ones. But June, I love these little bubble letters. But yeah, then I my 1 June upload. And then the June reads. This one looks very lackluster compared to all the other ones. And then my monthly tracker, I haven't done this for June or July, but this one took a lot of like planning and like, but look at the way I wrote these months. Look how pretty. Like I've never written anything that good in my life. Oh, September like fits in just right. Then I don't know what to do with this page yet, but I like having my month on this side. July was the month of like ice cream, so I think this is really cute. I use the same colors that I used over here, and I have my July YouTube videos. And then my July reads, I added more like ice cream doodles right there. So these are all the books I read in July. And that's all. That's my whole reading journal. I think it's really fun to do this. I don't put a lot of pressure on myself, especially if I like for the art things, because I'm not the greatest artist. So I like doing like simple ones, like these ones. The cherry one was a little too simple, but I like doing the calligraphy because like I used to love calligraphy and I used to love bullet journaling. But I think this one's my favorite spread. Comment down below which one's your favorite. The January spread, the February spreads, March spreads, April spreads, or May spreads, the June spreads. I have little fishes on the sides. I think they're really cute. Or the July spreads. So, yeah. That's my reading journal. Okay, so that's the journal so far. I will come back when I plan on like doing like the drawings for August. I don't know which theme I want to do. I haven't really looked on Pinterest yet. We'll come back and we'll do that together. Here's the journal so far, and I'm very happy with it. I'll catch you guys later. Hi guys. It has been a couple days and I have to get this video up. So I've decided to stop procrastinating and do my reading journal. I went through a lot of like different inspo on YouTube, on Pinterest, on TikTok, on Instagram. I was going through it. I was gonna do a seashell one, and I was trying to draw the seashells, and I was like, this is not working out. So I didn't want to do that. I was also gonna do this with like this, like the cassettes and stuff like that. It's very 80s. I was gonna do that. I was like, okay, 80s, 90s, like that's so fun, like little cassettes. Didn't end up doing that because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, the records. I just know I cannot like do that, because then I would just draw it in black, and I don't know, it just I feel like if I just like had it solid color, it just would not look the same, and I'd feel like I hate that spread. So I was like, maybe we'll do this a different day. And then I was gonna do a different one, stamps, or like a collage one. Also did not work out because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do that because I don't have like the paper to like cut out, and I don't have like, if it's like a dark background, it's not gonna look good. I was gonna do this. I thought this was really cute, like little like clouds, I guess. But then I saw this one. This one is right up my alley. Tetris. I was obsessed with Tetris like probably my senior year. I played Tetris every single day. I dreamt of Tetris. Yeah, I did Tetris. I tried to start coloring in, and I was like, oh wait, I should probably show you guys. I have everything like planned out basically. I really only do 3 spreads. I do my title page, which is like the drawing, and then I have my August YouTube videos page, and then I have my August reads page that I just letter on. I might add these like little squiggles. I think they're really cute, but color in all the Tetris pieces and then add these little squiggles. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm watching Danny Gonzalez, so if you see anything, you don't. Hi guys, I finished my spreads for August. I honestly think these are my favorite spreads so far. I just think it's so colorful and so cute. Oh, it's so simple and so cute, but I really recommend it. I think I was having a lot of trouble in like finding what I wanted to do for August because it's back to school, but it's also still summer. And so I didn't want to do anything fall, because fall I would want to reserve it for September, October, and maybe November, because I wouldn't want to do like a Thanksgiving theme. Those 3 months where it's really fall, I would want to reserve the fall spreads for. I just didn't want to do another summer one because I feel like, I don't know, in my head August isn't summer, but it is summer, but it's also not summer because that's recognized that I go back to school. I say that probably gonna be my last year of school, which is kind of insane. I have my August spreads. I'm gonna show you them. I'm really proud of them actually. So here's our August spreads. I did do the little like doodle things. I'll tell you the products I used. So I used the Crayola Super Tips. I used those for the Tetris colors, and then I used also this Tombow. I think this is in the pastel set. This is number 817. And then I also used a white jelly roll pen. I really like the white like detailing. I was actually like almost 85% sure that I lost my white jelly roll, and I feel like this really makes it. So if you do this theme, use the white pen, I guess. And then I did just Tetris pieces. And then for my August YouTube videos, I did the same. This was supposed to be black, and then I forgot that I was supposed to be black, so I did some Tetris pieces, and I'm gonna put my YouTube videos here. And then I have my August reads, and I used the Tombow pen for that color. I also added some like doodles, just so it's cohesive. I didn't want to do whole Tetris pieces on that. And that's basically it. That's my whole reading journal so far. So So yeah, I've actually got some reading updates for you. Since I last spoke in the beginning of this video, I have read a sci-fi book, which is really out of my comfort zone. I really don't read sci-fi. I think it was The Blighted Stars by Megan E. O'Keefe. I got a recommendation on that on TikTok. It was alright. I don't know what I'm rating it so far. I don't think it's higher than a 3, but I don't know if it's lower than a 3 because I just don't read the genre that often. But I just wasn't really invested to any of the characters. I thought the conflict, and it was like some secrets are involved, or like the greater scheme is what I was marketed to is by. I felt like that was pretty surface level. I just thought, like, I was like, duh, like, why do you think like they're in power? I just was a little bored throughout of it. I think it took me like 5 days to read. After that sci-fi book, I was like, I need to read some palate cleansers. I don't know, I was just in the mood for romance. Like, I was like into it because like during the time that I was supposed to be reading The Blighted Stars, I was just watching TV shows. So I finished season 2 of The Bear. Yeah, I love The Bear. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about season 3. I haven't heard like the greatest things. I still have to finish my season 1 reaction that I haven't finished editing, so there's that. I just finished One Star Romance by Lauren Hankin. I gave that 3.25 stars. I read a lot of reviews and a lot of people really hate the main character, Natalie. I think she was a little childish, but I just don't think like the romance between her and the love interest, I just really believed it too much. I was just like, okay, I kind of get why both of them were like kind of childish in their like hatred for each other, but I was like, okay, he has more of a reason to hate you than you have to hate him. I like the theme that it talked about friendship. A lot of people hated the friend that they thought that Natalie was so possessive of her friendships. The One Star Romance basically follows our character Natalie, and she has a best friend who's getting married to a guy that she's not like the biggest fan of. And so she's an author and she writes a book. Her best friend's fiance has a best friend named Rob, and he read Natalie's book, gave it 1 star, and that animosity kind of grows the night of her best friend's wedding. And there's that, and it just like spans beyond their years of knowing them and being the best friends of this married couple. That's basically it. She doesn't like him because he gave her 1 star review on her book. And then I just finished today The Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood. I really enjoyed it. I'm thinking I'm giving it 4 stars. It was just really good. Perfect rom-com. Very comedic. I think it was funny. This follows our main character Delphi, and she dies. She goes to the afterlife. She meets this guy named Jonah, and in the afterlife, she like kind of connects to Jonah, and then her like afterlife therapist, since Jonah wasn't actually dead, he had to go back to Earth. Delphi has 10 days to go find Jonah, get a kiss, or else she's dead for good. So she goes back to Earth, and it follows her journey in trying to get Jonah's attention again so she can live her life. I thought it was really funny. I don't know, I just wasn't expecting it to like it that much. I also was actually, I'm not gonna say too much because I was a little thrown off, but when it did happen, I was like, yeah, that makes really good sense. And I actually did like the relationship that happened with Delphi. I loved it. I'm giving it 4 stars. It was just a fun time to follow around like these antics, and it was very like comedic. Those are the books that I'm giving reviews right now because I don't have any videos planned for them, and I just read them for my enjoyment, and I think it's fun to talk about books because you're here to listen about books. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a fun time watching me do book stuff. I had a fun time doing it. I'm glad I finally got to show you guys my reading journal, and I'm actually so happy with this spread. We did book stuff. I gave you some reviews on some books that I recently read. Saw my reading journal. You saw my book haul, and you saw me go little free library dropping off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!